one of the things that, and big movie projects coming up that no official word has been given about, but we all know is going to come, is Spider-Man 4. No, not Andrew Garfield's The Amazing Spider-Man 4. No, not Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man 4, but the current MCU Tom Holland version of Spider-Man 4. We did have directors attached. Those have gone. We've heard about writers on. It comes and goes, but there's not really been any official word. Well, Tom Holland, who is at a film festival right now, just kind of gives some comments about the development of the movie and that he's actually now involved in the creative process. This comes to us from the folks over at Deadline who wrote the following. When asked about, if he's going to be doing another Spider-Man, he said this: "The simple answer is that I'll always want to do Spider-Man films," Tom told Deadline. "I owe my life and career to Spider-Man. So the simple answer is yes, I'll always want to do more." Now, of course, this is a little bit of a departure from what he was saying last year. He was saying, well, I don't know, maybe my time as Spider-Man is done. At some point, you got to let a new actor come and have the chance. No. Now he's saying the right thing. I have a career because of Spider-Man. I will always do Spider-Man. Now he goes on to say this. He says, "We have the best in the business working towards whatever the story might be. But until we've cracked it, we have a legacy to protect," he said. "The third movie was so special in so many ways. We need to make sure we do the right thing." Now, this is kind of the key part when he says, he added that this is the first time in this process that I've been a part of the creative so early. It's just a process where I'm watching and learning. It's just a really fun stage for me. Like I said, everyone wants it to happen, but we want to make sure we're not overdoing the same things. Now, by the way, I want to point out this picture that's in here because he's at this Scottish Film Festival, and part of the Scottish Film Festivals, they have like a day of golfing, and he's out there golfing. The guy with the gray hat beside him, that's his brother. But there's a Russo brother standing there on the end as well. Now, before anybody reads too much into it, going, well, that means the Russo brothers are going to do Spider-Man 4. Don't forget that Tom Holland has made other films with the Russo brothers, and so he's worked with them, and, they were at a film festival. So, hey, listen, I'm not saying the Russo brothers won't be directing the new Spider-Man movie. I'm just saying, don't read too much into it.
He looks like he's not used to Scottish summers. He looks a little bit more noticeably cold than the others.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Not quite used to it. But anyway, a couple of interesting things in here. Obviously, we know they're going to do another Spider-Man, right? Like that's a no-brainer. Everybody knows they're going to do another Spider-Man. But this is kind of the first time the most official person has like really referenced the work process they're at right now and where they're at as far as what stage it's going and the development of it all and all that kind of stuff. So that's all good. But Rob, it also kind of comments a little bit on, this notion that the longer an actor plays a role, even the studios and the filmmakers start to see it more and more as it's their role. They're a part of this, and seeing Tom getting involved in the creative is interesting. What do you think about it? Do you take anything away from the fact that we got a Russo brother in the picture? What do you think?
Well, no, like you pointed out, I mean, they made Cherry that he starred in. And I think that doesn't, just because filmmakers show up at a film festival together doesn't mean like, oh, they're directing the next franchise picture. Because the Russos have been doing some pretty interesting things, and they've been getting a lot of money for what they've been doing. So, no, I think that, an actor like Tom Holland, he's played Spider-Man, not just in the 3 Spider-Man movies, but in Avengers movies. He's been around, and he died in Infinity War.
Sort of, yes.
Sort of. He was snapped. He was part of the snapping. I think it makes sense to what would you like to see, Tom? Your character, what would you like to see? They left Spider-Man in a really interesting place. The slate was clean. Nobody remembers Peter Parker. And where does somebody, I would think that he himself as a person, you're in your 20s now and you've had success and you're going to try and reinvent yourself. I bet he has a lot of really interesting insights into where Peter Parker, the character, is based on his own experiences. So I would like to see those insights incorporated into where they take Peter Parker's character and Spider-Man's character. But I think it could be quite good. I mean, I'm sure that they're going to have a crack team of writers write it, of course, but I think he could provide valuable insight. It's always, characters are the actors they play. I mean, obviously they have scripts written for them, but an actor brings their essence to the role. And he's been this role for a while. So why not make
Where-
him a part of the creative process?
Let's use this opportunity then to take a second to speculate about this a little bit. Where does Spider-Man 4 go? Because, you know, a lot of us, including you and me, have kind of talked about that, considering all the space adventuring and Thanos fighting and multiverses of madness and stuff that he's, you know, fighting Doctor Strange. A lot of people thought about, including you and me, about the idea, maybe it's time to give us our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Maybe with the fact that, you know, he's finally getting rid of the Iron Man Jr. outfit. He's got a true Spider-Man costume now, that it's time to bring us that neighborhood Spider-Man. But can Marvel go backwards that way? Do you think we'll get something more neighborhood focused, something more street level focused? Or do you think they'll go bigger and grander this time? And where does Ned and MJ play into all this? Like, I don't know. How do you see this thing going?
Well, if you think about it, I mean, I've always liked stories about characters that are looking for themselves.
Right.
You know, and they're trying to figure out who they are. The one thing that I think is really fascinating about the Spider-Man MCU is Peter Parker's gone. So we always talk about, is Superman or Clark Kent, is Kal-El or Clark the real person?
Right.
We're now in a situation where Spider-Man is real. The fiction, the character that Peter Parker made up is real, but Peter Parker as a person, as an entity, as a human being is gone. Well, what does that do to a person? So from a character standpoint, a character study, he's gone. And what does that do to someone's identity? If Spider-Man doesn't have the real person that he was, he doesn't have family, he doesn't have friends. And these are the things that grounded him, that gave him the fuel that he needed, the foundation to even become Spider-Man. And when you've had all that stripped away, what does Spider-Man mean to Peter Parker if Peter Parker doesn't exist? So I think if they could come up with a story that metaphorically, whatever battle Spider-Man has to fight, if it informs his personal struggle to find out who he is in this new world, you could make a really deeply affecting Spider-Man movie that doesn't necessarily have to have the universe at stake. And I think, to me, that's the best kind of drama.
Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, Liquid IV. You know, summer is just around the corner, and Anna and I have some of our favorite activities coming up, from hiking, swimming, going camping. But in order to do all that, you gotta stay hydrated, because you need hydration that keeps up with every moment. Just a single stick of Liquid IV makes ordinary hydration extraordinary. And for me, preparing a glass is the easiest thing in the world. Simply open up a packet, pour it into your glass of water, and enjoy. And guys, there's a reason that Liquid IV is the #1 powdered hydration brand in America. It has 3 times the electrolytes of the leading sports drink. Just tear, pour, and live more. Just 1 stick plus 16 ounces of water hydrates better than water alone. With 8 vitamins and nutrients, non-GMO and free from gluten, dairy, and soy. There's no artificial colors or sweeteners, and it's got 4 delicious sugar-free flavors: white peach, green grape, raspberry melon, and lemon lime. So turn your ordinary water into extraordinary hydration with Liquid IV. Get 20% off your first order of Liquid IV when you go to liquidiv.com and use the code Campea at checkout. That's 20% off your first order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code Campea at liquidiv.com. All right, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? Tom Holland talking about the process they're going through to get Spider-Man 4 up and running, the fact that he's involved in the process. Good news, bad news. Which way do you think they're going to go with it? Whatever you guys think, jump down into the comments section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.